The last heat of the opening round, it's a beauty. John Florence, who's had a Bell's title before, is going to be out there in the red. Morgan Cibilic gets the call up with Miguel Pupo, unfortunately out injured, and Barron Mamiya is going to be out there in the white. This should be a fun heat to watch. A scary replacement surfer to come into the mix. He's got some serious weapons, and he has proven to be a headache for John Florence in the past. So let's see what unfolds here. Throw the reverse there on the outside, and Morgan's going to come unstuck on the first section here. And that's going to leave Barron Mamiya out the back with priority. Jesse Miley-Dyer, very smart to get competition underway today. It didn't look like much when we arrived this morning, but it has certainly provided some entertaining heats for us as we see Florence loading up on what will be the best number of this heat so far. Nice section here. He leans into one of his trademark layback snaps. A move that's helped him go on to title glory. Convert into big scores, the ones that get you on the edge of your chair and groaning. And here it is on the replay, Rich. What moves in particular got the grunts out of it?
This next one here, watch when John just leans into this cuppy section, just hangs on the tail and rips through that final turn all the way down the line. That third turn for me was just you know, it is vintage John Florence. It's what he has just built his world titles on. And when we get to these frontside waves where we get these cuppy sections, this is where John just opens up and sets himself apart from everyone else.
Kaipo watching on. We saw you in the shot there, Kaipo. Did he get you with that snap? Did he get some spray on you?
He got some spray on me, but, you know, I want to comment on just the leverage and the power of John Florence on that particular layback snap that he had.
Talk about making the most of the opportunity out here as Morgan now gets an opportunity on the outside. What a great opening turn. And he's only going to get the two moves by the looks of things here, but they're both strong, and that should be a good number.
Yeah, that's not a bad start for Morgan, and well, what a gift for John. Started only with the 2.5, but then picked up that wave down the line a little bit, and it was an absolute sizzler. It's more rapid fires. We see the replay of Morgs just getting a lot of projection and height out of that first snap. 7.83, still a decent
I don't think he'd be bummed.
Score to build this foundation on.
Here he goes.
John.
Nice hack to get started. Rips through another carve here. And now loading up for the finish. And kicks that tail. So there's a nice backup score. And he's pulling away from his rivals here.
Two-turn combo, the 5.17. But this is the insider that John picked up. Just wraps it around straight back into the foam. And again, this one, you can just see him leaning so hard on the tail on those carves. Here goes Barron.
Let's see what Mamiya can get done here. He's trying to get himself back in this heat. His best number to date was a 2.93. This is going to blow that out of the water. Even ducks in for a bit of cover on the inside. But he had some decent turns on that ride. John Florence on his previous wave had a 6.93. So Barron's starting to make his move here. As he jumps up in the second spot now. Florence lining one up on the outside here. And this is with second priority. He taps into this one. Sitting a little wider of Morgan Cibilic there. And wow, nice turn off the top. This is a taller wall. And he's already done quite a bit of work and linking this inside section together beautifully as he looks to load up for a big finish here and just whips that board into the rotation. Nice reverse there. And still just an opportunity to stamp it one more time.
And, well, he rode this thing all the way down to Janjak just about. And a nice opening hit, but really this is where it started to heat up. Just a big layback slash. Gets a little caught up, but then just freedom to move on that second and third hit. And then down the line here, John's probably thinking, okay, I've got some points, but I need to spice things up a bit. So takes to the air, gets the spin, and you can feel the leg burn right about now.
As Morgan now goes chasing some open face. Has some great big rail turns that he can lay into as well. He's had moments in this heat. He does well to hang on for the finish here. He's had moments, Morgan, but it just feels like his waves have shut down a little quicker than he would have liked.
Just comes unstuck, but no real harm done. And this was Morgan Cibilic on the way behind.
Yeah, just had to chase it in those opening stages, and really that was just a cut down to set up the hit. was a pretty tidy little combo. Bit of desperation in that final move, so yeah, we just don't see that being too big.
Actually, I never rode it in the contest. I just always rode it. I rode this board in free serves, and yeah, I felt like why not? It's held up and it's kind of banged up, but yeah, it's still in one piece, and I guess I'll just keep riding it until it breaks.
Amazing. Well, great start to the event, and we'll see you into the next round.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, Ross Williams has done a fantastic job with this guy over the years. He just looks to be in scintillating form here at the moment, and he's looking to improve on a 7.63 to push the requirement higher for his rivals. Awkward fall.
So that will be Morgan's best number. And John, well, he really started to open up on this wave. Look at the technique, gets the release off the end section of that turn, and this one here just really lays on the tail pad, pushes through, puts that back arm in the wall, pivots around it, and if he had actually made this turn, this would have gone way into the excellent range.
Morgan's chasing him down the line here. There's a nice hit from the pocket rocket from Merriweather. So much power just trapped inside this little frame as he just hammers away at this
nice
one.
Like you were saying, Ron, he gets so low and pops out of the lip. It's real explosive. Bang, there it is. Nice and low again, driving, really carving through that second turn. And again, just really nice timing on this wave. Connects it, 4 turns, back to back.
Here goes the young Hawaiian. Let's see what he can do. Up into the first section. Nice swoop. Cuts it right back into the bowl. And now loading up for something big down the line. Has to chase this wave a little bit and gets tangled up in that whitewater. So with just under 5.5 minutes remaining now, Mamiya's going to be up against it as he looks for opportunity out here without priority.
And the ones that he has picked haven't been as straightforward in terms of being able to surf them. They've been a little sectiony. In contrast, you look at John's wave
at this event, and it feels like he might be on his way to collecting some more in 2023. But I love what John brings to Bells. As you said, so well-rounded. You mentioned it earlier. Well, that's the competitive kind of prowess of someone who's been on the CT and cracked the WSL Final 5 there, utilising his priority to rob opportunity away from Barron Mamiya. Smaller wave. Barron wants to force him into it, but Morgan also just going, you know, Barron's just too dangerous.
And when you think of what's already happened in this heat, well, it's going to be a big ask, but he's going to get the opportunity.
Look at this piece of water that he's got to lay into. Nice clean face, a couple of good hits already, and he's on his way here. Look at that big release in the tail from Mamiya as he throws it back up. Well, you know you love it, but have a look at this. What about just the grace under pressure here? Just to hit these first 2 sections so hard and then rip into this one, Rich.
Yeah, this third one, that's the money turn. Just grinds it all the way around, and well, that's the only question mark for me, is that late hit to finish the ride. If it was an air, then, well, perhaps it could have gone right up there, but geez, that is just a very futuristic, dynamic turn, and somehow was riding backwards, brought it straight around, and within the space of maybe half a second, just throws the board up onto the lip. So degree of difficulty was there.
Puts the arms up and appeal. John Florence behind him. I was actually surprised John didn't take the first wave, but here's why. He had his eyes on this second hunk of water, and now he's just decimating it. Hammers the end section with a reverse. Can he hang on for the finish? Well, you know he can. And this is going to be really interesting to see what unfolds. John throws his thumb up. Wonder if it was a thumb up to Barron.
And it was a fantastic wave, but this thing, Ron, was just amazing.
Oof. Unbelievable. Just how much he puts into that back foot there. You know, where Barron's kind of gets his board to that point, he kind of steps off the tail a little bit and releases the fins that way. John holds that rail in and pushes so hard. I don't think he's even learned his fate just yet. We're still waiting on John's last ride to come through, but it is somewhat inconsequential, but it's just going to add possibly another excellent score to his amazing tally of excellent rides in this contest over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. What an incredible heat, action-packed, and unfortunately for Barron Mamiya, looks like his run just left a little too late.